Alright, so I'm heading down to Portland, Maine, I think, to trade the Mustang, which we have towing behind the S10 here, as you can see there. I just loaded up this morning and I'm heading down to Portland, Maine to try to trade it for a 1976 MGB, which is in pretty good shape. It needs a valve cover gasket or something, and that's it. So I think it's a really good deal since the NADA value on that, it's like $12,000, and the NADA value on this Mustang is not $12,000. So anyway, we'll just head down to Portland and try to pick up the MG. Okay, the guy agreed to our trade, and here is the 76 MG. He gave me the scare of my life though, because he was claiming that the Mustang's clutch felt like it was shot, but really it's just because this MG has such a low clutch engagement point and the Mustang's engagement point is much further up. So I just don't know if he hadn't driven many manuals before or whatever. But here's the MG. We got a 2.5 hour drive back home from Portland, Maine to Sharon, Vermont. You can see this car is definitely not perfect. It's got overspray in a lot of areas, like down there, but it's pretty cool and I like it. So let's head home. All right, we're stopped at the gas station now. 5 hours is definitely a long time to be in a car, but when it's for a cute little MG, I guess it's worth it. Anyway, I'm ready to get home. Okay, here's the MG home. It's around 6-ish. Anyway, I'm pretty tired. Let's just get it off the ramps. And yeah, be good for today. It's really hard to find reverse in these things.
It out. Just stand there.
Yeah, I think that helps.
Hey, bro, you stand here too. Stand like that.
Oh, there you go.
Still trying to find reverse. Why is the hood open a little? Is that just...
Oh, the hood latch is broken, so if you close it, it can't get opened again. Okay, so here's the MG parked. I'm just going to do a little bit of filming tonight and then finish this up another day. I'll tell you some of the issues it has, because obviously it's going to have some issues. The hood latch doesn't work, so it stays popped open like that. Next, the engine has a smoke thing. I don't know where the smoke is from yet. I'm going to take it for a drive and see where it smokes from. But apparently it smokes out of the top, so hopefully it's not a cooling issue. But let's just take it for a drive and see. And like all British cars, it has some electrical issues. The interior is very nice, as you guys can see. But like the radio doesn't work, the tachometer works sporadically, the speedometer works sporadically, etc. So anyway, let me just take it for a spin and see what I think. All right, so here's where the smoke is coming from that he was talking about, evidently. There it is. Right, well, I determined the issue. These are both not hot at all. So I'm guessing the cooling system doesn't work at all. And that's pretty empty in there, but there's a little bit. Definitely got a clog in the cooling system somewhere. There's no radiator cap. Wonder why that is. Probably like that from the factory, but still. The MG made it back home after I let it cool down for a bit. I'm just gonna pop the hood, add some coolant to it, because it was pretty low on coolant. See if we have any leaks or if it's not circulating or whatever. I don't know what's wrong with it yet, so I'm just gonna start by adding some coolant, see what happens. I'm just gonna be adding coolant right there, which is the water pump, because there's no radiator cap, so I figure you're supposed to add it to the radiator or the water pump. Okay, so I filled it all the way up through the top coffer plug, and then I filled the radiator through this hose, and it still didn't circulate at all. So now what I'm going to do is take out the thermostat and see if when I take out the thermostat, that helps it circulate. All right, here's the old thermostat, just sat there. I guess I can start it up now and see if it cycles without the thermostat in it. All right, let's see if it cycles, if it runs. Okay, that appears to be cycling all right, actually. So basically, the way radiator is supposed to work is the coolant here goes into the radiator through the top hose, and then it goes down, and then the coolant goes back into the engine via the bottom hose. So I don't know if this was supposed to like pop up and go like whoosh and all that stuff, because it is supposed to be able to power it through this hose. I'm not sure how that works. I think I'll just buy some more coolant, fill it up all the way, and see what happens, I guess. We'll see. Okay, this may have worked. It's definitely pumping now. I can feel this is hot. Also, I took that off and it spurted out a bunch of water, which I don't feel like showing you now, but you can see I spilled quite a bit. The radiator also feels actually like it's getting a little warm, so maybe this worked. The smoke coming off right now is because of the coolant that's burning off that I spilled. Alright guys, I hope this works, but we'll see. I'll wait for it to warm up a bit more. Also, I mutilated this gasket here, so it's leaking a bunch, but I'll get a new one of those. Guys, great news. I think that was the only issue. It's definitely cooling now. This is really hot. This is pretty warm. Dripping water like crazy. I need a new gasket for sure, but I don't see any smoke from where it used to smoke, so that's good. And the radiator feels good, like there's no jams or anything. So, yeah, definitely had a bad thermostat. Hopefully that wasn't, hopefully that was the only issue. We might still have a head gasket or something, because why was all the coolant gone? Who knows, but that's, it's good news at least that we fixed the cooling system, because no cooling system equals bad news. Alright, so we're trying to get some work done on the MG. I just got to do some carburetor work, but unfortunately the battery died, so we have to jump start it now. Let's see if we can get her to go. Maybe I have to pull the choke. Alright, gonna have to wait a minute. Again. Nope. Alright, this should do it. It's something. There's something. Alright, so we're gonna take off the carburetor now. It's a Weber conversion carb, so it's not the original. I think the original was a Stromberg. That's what I would guess. Anyway, let's do it. Okay, so I just took the carburetor to get it ultrasonically clean just because it's a pretty nice car, and I feel like that is a smart decision, so I didn't have to do it all myself. It's about $164 for the ultrasonic cleaning and rebuild, so not bad. Anyway, let's put it in, see how the car runs. All right, so I just put the carburetor back on. It's harder to put on than to take off, but still kind of straightforward. Let's see if it starts up. Start right up. Good stuff.